Here's something that doesn't add up. The hardest working people you know are probably not the wealthiest people you know. Think about it for a second. The bus driver who leaves home at 4 a.m., the nurse pulling double shifts, the trader who stands in the sun from morning to evening, the young professional sending emails at midnight. These people are working incredibly hard, and yet, somehow, a guy sitting by a pool in Lekki or Santon, checking his phone once or twice a day, is making more money in a single afternoon than most of those people make in a month. How is that possible? How does working less produce more money? Is it just luck? Is it connections? Is it something that only applies to people who were already born into wealth? No, it's something much more specific than that. And once you understand it, the way you think about money, work, and time will never be the same again. Because the truth is, rich people are just working smarter. They figured out a completely different way. Different relationship with money. One that most people spend their entire lives never discovering. Two different money games. Let me introduce you to two people. We'll call them James and Mr. William. James is sharp, educated, and driven. She graduated near the top of her class, landed a solid job at a financial services company, and has been climbing the ladder ever since. She earns a good salary. She works hard. She even gets annual raises. By every traditional measure, James is doing the right things. Mr. Williams runs a few businesses. He also owns some property that he rents out, holds shares in a few companies, and has money sitting in some investment vehicles. He doesn't work 9 hours a day. Some days he barely works at all, but money keeps flowing to him, whether he's awake or asleep. Now here's the key question. What is the actual difference between James and Mr. William? Because it's not intelligence, it's not effort, and honestly, it might not even be starting capital. The difference is the type of income they're earning, and understanding that difference is the starting point of everything. The two types of income nobody taught you about. There are fundamentally two ways to earn money, and schools teach you about only one of them. The first is called active income. This is money you earn by exchanging your time and effort for a payment. Your salary, your hourly wage, your freelance fee. The moment you stop working, the money stops coming. It's a direct trade, your hours for their money. James lives here. The second is called passive income. This is money that comes in whether you're working or not. Rent from a property, dividends from shares, returns from a business that runs without you, interest from an investment, royalties from something you created once. Mr. Williams lives here. Now here's the brutal math that most people never stop to calculate. There are 24 hours in a day. You sleep for roughly 7 or 8 of them. You have maybe 14 to 16 usable hours. If your income depends entirely on your active participation, on you showing up and doing the work, then those 14 hours are your ceiling. That's the maximum amount of time you can ever sell. And no matter how much your hourly rate increases, you are always limited by time. But passive income has no ceiling. A rental property generates income 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, including while you sleep, while you're on holiday, while you're sick, and even after you're gone. Shares you own pay dividends, whether you check your portfolio or not. A business that systems run without requiring your daily presence keeps generating revenue independently. This is the first and most important insight. Rich people aren't earning more per hour. They've built income streams that don't require hours at all. The employee mindset versus the investor mindset. But why don't most people make this shift? Why do the majority of people spend their entire working lives trading time for money without ever building anything that pays them back? Again, the answer is psychology. From the moment we're old enough to understand money, we're given one script: study hard, get a good job, earn a salary, save some of it, retire. That's the entire financial curriculum that most families pass down. It's not bad advice, but it's incomplete advice. And incomplete maps lead people to the wrong destination. Psychologists describe two fundamentally different ways people relate to money. There's what's called the employee mindset, where money is something you earn through effort, security is the goal, and the paycheck is the finish line. And then there's the investor mindset, where money is a tool, a resource you deploy to create more resources, and the paycheck is just the starting point. People with the employee mindset ask, how can I earn more? People with the investor mindset ask, how can I make what I've already earned work harder? And here's the psychological trap that keeps most people stuck. Earning a salary feels safe. It feels predictable. Every 2 weeks or every month, money arrives. Your brain loves that certainty. Investing, on the other hand, involves uncertainty. Returns fluctuate. Markets move. Some investments lose value. And because our brains are hardwired to fear loss more than we desire gain, we default to the safe option, even when the safe option is the slower path. We choose the familiar over the profitable, and we pay for that choice in decades. How money actually multiplies, the three engines. So let's go deeper. How exactly do rich people make money work for them? There are three core engines, and you don't need to use all three to start, but understanding them changes everything. Engine 1. Assets that appreciate. An asset is simply something you own that has value. Some assets increase in value over time. Land in a growing city, shares in a company that keeps expanding, a piece of land or a business in a growing community, a piece of gold. When you buy an appreciating asset, you don't have to do anything extra. Time does the work. You hold it, and it becomes more valuable. The wealthy are obsessed with accumulating appreciating assets. The average person is obsessed with accumulating liabilities. Things like expensive cars and gadgets that lose value the moment you buy them. Engine 2. Assets that generate cash flow. This is the rental property that pays you monthly. The dividend-paying stock that sends you a check every quarter. The business that generates profit without requiring your daily presence. Cash-flowing assets are the closest thing to a money machine that exists in the real world. You put in capital once, or build something once, and it pays you repeatedly. Engine 3. Compound growth. This is the one that Albert Einstein allegedly called the eighth wonder of the world. And whether or not he actually said it, the concept is staggering. When your money earns returns, and then those returns also earn returns, and then those returns earn returns, the growth stops being linear and becomes exponential. A small amount invested early, left alone and growing, becomes a large amount over time without you adding a single extra naira. Time is doing the heavy lifting. Here's a simple illustration. If you invest $100,000 at a 15% annual return and never add another naira, in 20 years, that single investment is worth over $1.6 million. You didn't work for that extra $1.5 million. Time and compounding worked for you. Now imagine doing that consistently, month after month, for years. That's how ordinary people become wealthy. Not through a windfall, not through luck, through understanding these three engines and using them deliberately. How to start shifting sides. Now here's the part where most videos leave you with vague advice, like invest in yourself or think like the rich. We're not doing that. Step 1. Change the question you ask about money. Instead of how much am I earning, Start asking how much of what I earn is being deployed into assets. Your income is the seed. The question is whether you're eating the seeds or planting them. Step 2. Start small, but start now. You do not need to be rich to begin investing. You can buy fractional shares in index funds with as little as $5,000 on platforms available today. You can contribute to treasury bills or money market funds that beat savings account rates. The goal at first isn't to get rich. The goal is to build the habit of putting money to work, because habits, compounded over years, become your financial identity. Step 3. Understand the difference between an asset and a liability, and start choosing assets. A car that gets you to work is a tool. A second car bought to show status is a liability. A designer bag is a liability. A piece of land is an asset. Shares are an asset. A side business that generates income without requiring all of your time is an asset. Every purchase you make is either building your wealth engine or draining it. Step 4. Protect your active income while building passive income. This is not about quitting your job tomorrow. Your salary is your fuel. Use it to buy assets. Use it to build or invest in income-generating vehicles. The goal is to one day have your passive income cover your expenses, and at that point, your salary becomes optional. That's financial freedom. Not a number, not a fantasy, a mathematical outcome. Step 5. Be patient with the process and ruthless with the direction. Compound growth is slow at first. The first few years feel like nothing is happening. Then it accelerates. Then it takes off. Most people give up during the slow phase because they expect dramatic results quickly. Wealthy people understand that the boring, consistent years are exactly where the foundation is being built. Here's the thought I want to leave you with. Rich people are not working harder than you. In many cases, they're working significantly less. But they're playing a completely different game. They figured out early, or someone showed them early, that your labor has a ceiling, but your assets don't. Every hour you sell, you can only sell once. But every naira you invest can potentially multiply many times over, completely independent of your time or effort. The most dangerous financial belief most people carry is that working harder is the path to wealth. Work is important. Income is important. But income without investment is just a treadmill. You're moving, you're sweating, you're exhausted, and you're ending up in exactly the same place. The shift isn't complicated, but it does require you to think differently, act differently, and be willing to delay some comfort today in exchange for real freedom tomorrow. Because the question was never really, why do rich people not work for money? The real question is, when are you going to stop making money work for you a someday goal and start making it your current reality? If this video made something click for you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more conversations like this one, honest, simple, and built for people who are serious about understanding money.